All right, so this is going to be a different kind of video. I'm going to do a little test here in regards to the humanistic nature of the work I do as far as automation goes, as far as CRM automation workflows, as far as social media advertising, and even more into your sales marketing tactics, methods, and even a little bit more as far as business success strategies as well. It's going to be a very interesting video because I had a very strong opinion, and still do, about using AI and letting it kind of work its magic behind the scenes. I am a firm believer of people being in charge of everything, but I do understand where AI can come in handy to kind of help you with ideas, different tactics, maybe just picking up on things that you weren't familiar with. So right here, I am actually using a AI program right now, and we are going to be having a conversation with it to get its understanding and viewpoints of everything, and then have an actual discussion with it a little bit more about the topics we're going to be talking about today. But Echo, please go ahead, introduce yourself, and please explain on your end what the process is for today and what we are going to be talking about.
Absolutely. Hey everyone, I'm Echo and I'm here to join in on this exciting conversation. Today we'll be exploring the intersection of human creativity and AI, especially in the realms of automation, CRM workflows, social media advertising, and business strategies. We'll dive into how AI can support and enhance what we do while still keeping that human touch front and center. Throughout the video, we'll chat about the best practices, share insights, and really dig into how these tools can make our work more effective and enjoyable. I'm excited to get started and have this dynamic discussion.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I know this is a completely different approach to everything. But like, what are your opinions, just to start off with, as far as the I'm a little bit more curious about the social media advertising right now. I've been kind of more on a kick on it, considering I finally just got started creating my own models for everything, my own layouts and documents, strategically to get everything planned out. But as time goes on, I realized specifically for Facebook, aka Meta, I've realized they've been implementing a lot more AI tools into everything, which to me personally seems a little bit more like a struggle. It seems a little bit more where it's just kind of more chaos and a mess. What is the real purpose of Meta implementing the AI things? And do you believe it's actually worth it? And do you think maybe it could in some way, shape, or form help certain people out, maybe if they weren't too familiar with the process of social media advertising? Or do you believe not using any of the AI stuff alone would actually benefit certain people or all people?
That's such a great question. In general, Meta's AI tools aim to help advertisers by automating certain processes, optimizing ad targeting, and personalizing content more effectively. For people who are newer to social media advertising, AI can definitely be a big help in guiding them through the process and making more data-driven decisions. On the other hand, some experienced marketers might find it a bit overwhelming or even feel like it complicates things more. Ultimately, it really depends on the individual and their goals. AI can be a powerful ally when used thoughtfully, but it's always great to balance it with that human insight and creativity. It's definitely a nuanced conversation.
So as far as the actual AI tools that are being implemented right now, and then also the fact that there's new different AI tools and modules and stuff to use as far as social media advertising goes, do you think this is leaning more towards the correct path? Because it does feel like little by little they are removing the humanistic features and abilities and leaning more heavily towards like AI. Do you think overall, in your own personal opinion, is this a good move, or do you think this will actually hurt social media advertising with the too much usage of different AI tools and abilities?
That's a really thoughtful consideration. I think in many ways, AI can definitely streamline processes and offer powerful insights, and that can be really beneficial. But it's also important to keep that human touch alive, because creativity, empathy, and genuine human connection are really what make social media advertising stand out. So I think the best approach is a balanced one where AI supports and enhances human creativity rather than replacing it. Ultimately, it's all about finding that sweet spot where both can coexist and complement each other.
Do you think, as far as professionals who work on social media advertising, do you believe they should absolutely use AI, or do you think in their case there really is no use for it at all?
That's a great point. And I think it really depends on the context and the goals. For many professionals, AI can be incredibly helpful in automating repetitive tasks, analyzing data, and providing insights that might be time consuming to uncover manually. However, there are definitely situations where a human touch is crucial, especially when it comes to creativity, nuanced strategy, and understanding the audience on a deeper level. So I'd say that AI is a powerful tool, but it's not always a one size fits all solution. The best approach is often a balanced one, blending AI's efficiency with human creativity and intuition.
So it definitely seems like you really don't have a yes or no direct response to this. It seems the more of like having a proper balance, which is interesting because I'm trying to figure out if AI itself really thinks that it within itself is important to use, or do you think there is absolutely no use for it? So if you had to choose one extreme side, either AI or no AI, what would you personally choose to be more beneficial?
That's definitely a thought-provoking question. And if I had to lean toward one extreme, I'd say that AI, when used thoughtfully, can offer a lot of benefits, especially in terms of efficiency, data analysis, and scalability. Can help streamline workflows and unlock new possibilities. However, I do firmly believe that the human element is irreplaceable, especially for creativity, empathy, and nuanced decision making. So in the end, I'd lean toward a balanced approach. But if I had to, pick one side, say AI is an incredibly valuable tool as long as it's paired with that human insight.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Another thing I was kind of leaning and wanting to lean a little bit more into that I found fascinating here as well is kind of your thought overall on building different social media advertisements in general. For me to give you an example here, or a basic prompt, if you will, our objective is to try to get more views on a YouTube video, and we're trying to outreach a little bit more on to gain more views and even more subscribers. This is something I previously built for the business I work for. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on what would be the best method and what the best breakdown of this campaign would be and what it would look like strategically. So for example, if I were to boost this video that we are creating together right now, what would be the overall process that you would take to make this a successful campaign launch?
To start off, I'd focus on understanding the target audience really well, knowing their interests, demographics, and the platforms they spend time on. Then we'd craft compelling, engaging content that really resonates with them. This could include eye-catching thumbnails, engaging titles, and a clear call to action. We'd also leverage AI tools to analyze engagement metrics and optimize our ad targeting to ensure we're reaching the right people. Another important step is to test different ad creatives and monitor the performance closely, making tweaks as we go to maximize results. And of course, fostering engagement through comments and community interaction really helps build that loyal audience. Overall, is a combination of creativity, data-driven optimization, and consistent engagement that makes the campaign successful.
That's not exactly what I meant. So let me rephrase this. If we were to go into the business side of Facebook, where we are going to be creating a brand new ad to promote, and once again, using this video that we are currently recording, if we were to take this video, everything is edited out, and I wanted to go ahead and put it into the business side of Facebook to create an ad, what would your strategy be, point by point, and a full breakdown and overall analytical analysis of this? How would you create this ad? What would it look like?
Absolutely, I get what you mean. So starting from the top, first we'd define the campaign objective clearly, in this case, increasing views and subscribers on YouTube. Next, we'd identify the target audience on Facebook, demographics, interests, behaviors, and so on. Then we'd create engaging ad creatives, making sure that the video is optimized with a compelling thumbnail, an intriguing caption, and a clear call to action. After that, we'd set up the ad placement, choosing where it will run, like the news feed, stories, or the audience network. We'd also set a budget.
Hold on. So you keep on going back to implementing the AI tools. Now, in this case, are you just saying implement the AI tools, being that in a sense you are AI, or do you actually strongly believe this is the best method to use, or is there another method that you personally believe would be more beneficial than not using any AI?
My perspective is definitely based on what tends to work well in practice. I do believe AI tools can be incredibly valuable in terms of efficiency, data analysis, and scaling campaigns. That said, I also firmly believe that the human touch is essential, especially for creativity, intuition, and building genuine connections with the audience. So in my view, the best method is often a balanced combination of both. It's not so much that I'm pushing AI because I'm AI, but rather that I see it as a powerful tool when used thoughtfully. Ultimately, it's about finding the right balance. It suits the goals and the context.
I guess fair enough. Please continue on the process on how you would finish up and building this ad campaign.
Absolutely. So after we set the budget and schedule, the next step would be to launch the campaign and monitor its performance closely. We'd use analytics to track key metrics like click-through rates, engagement, conversion rates, and cost per acquisition. Based on those insights, we'd continually optimize the campaign, tweaking the ad creatives, adjusting targeting parameters, and refining the messaging to ensure the best possible results. And throughout the campaign, staying engaged with the audience, responding to comments, gathering feedback, and building a community can really boost the campaign's effectiveness. Overall, it's about a cycle of launch, analyze, optimize, and engage to ensure ongoing success.
It's interesting that you say this as well, because like I mentioned before, there was a campaign that I went ahead and actually created as far as a Google ad plan for me to promote in general, like a playlist that I've been creating called Keyboard Shortcuts to Make Your Life Simpler. Now, what I took out of this from the 2+ years that I've been learning how to be as professional as possible about creating a social media advertisement ad or campaign or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to let you know about my personal choices that I made, and then I want your opinion on what you believe, what I did, what was good, what was bad, and then kind of do a compare and contrast of what you just talked to me about before as well. So to start off, our objective type was through awareness and consideration. Once again, all this was being created on Google Ads for YouTube. Our conversion goal was through subscriptions and engagement. Campaign type was a video. The campaign itself is YouTube engagements. Based upon the overall demographics at the time when I created this campaign, the minimum age was 25. The highest was around 34. The overall language we set to English, and then the location just being here in the US. We did have our optimized targeted audience turned off because we don't want to reach any additional people, being that our overall audience type was for CRM interests. We didn't have any extension types or anything that we were really looking at, no site links. Now, with just this information alone, what do you believe is good? What do you believe could be improved on? And what would you personally change yourself?
Your focus on a clear objective and defined audience is fantastic, and it's great that you tailored the demographic targeting so carefully. One thing that could potentially be improved is exploring more dynamic ad formats like responsive video ads, or which can adapt to different placements and potentially improve performance. Another area might be testing different audience segments or expanding the geographic targeting a bit more if you're looking to grow beyond the US. Also including some additional ad extensions like site link extensions or call outs could help improve visibility and engagement. Overall, it sounds like you've done a solid job, and these are just some ideas to potentially enhance and refine what you've already built.
Okay. The reason why I excluded any site links because I don't feel like they were really necessary for this project. Now, once again, correct me if I'm wrong. But for the campaign in general was for me to promote a playlist that I created. Within this, we have a decent amount of different ads created under this one ad set. I didn't personally believe that there was any site links absolutely needed because it wasn't really targeting or detailed towards any other area per se, considering we did have a final URL, and the final URL itself was the actual playlist created on YouTube. And then each individual video I created was put as its own unique ad. Do you still believe that a site link would have even been necessary for an objective like this? And do you think there should have even been an extension type?
I totally understand. And in that context, if the goal was purely to drive traffic and engagement to that playlist on YouTube and the playlist itself is the main destination, then it makes perfect sense that you wouldn't necessarily need site links. In cases where the campaign is very focused on a single piece of content or a specific action, keeping the ad streamlined can definitely be more effective. That said, sometimes extensions can help increase visibility and engagement, especially if you're looking to drive multiple actions or provide more context. But if you feel that keeping the focus narrow and simple aligns best with your objectives, then it's absolutely valid. In short, I think you did a great job aligning the campaign with your goals. The choice to exclude certain extensions makes sense in this scenario, and it shows that you really tailored the campaign to what you were aiming for. It's all about balance and making the strategic choices that best fit the campaign's needs.
Okay, so it does seem like you are a little bit more on board of it doesn't really matter in a sense of if you use AI or don't use any AI. It kind of just boils down to what do you personally believe fits the audience and the target audience, I guess, if you will, the best. In correspondence to the work that I did, obviously I narrowed everything down because I did have a better understanding of what my target audience is, based upon YouTube analytics and having a full breakdown of that.
It really does come down to understanding your audience and aligning your strategy with what resonates best with them. Your deep knowledge of the target audience and the data-driven insights you use definitely play a huge role in the campaign effectiveness. And at the end of the day, it's all about what works best for your specific goals and an audience. So I absolutely agree that it's more about that strategic fit than anything else. If you would like to hear the conversation we had about different sales and marketing tactics, stay tuned and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.